you doing?
Yo.
Welcome back to Leather Helmet Phantom Sports Podcast. As always, it's me and Josh Consman kicking it. About to go on our week 7 bets, I believe.
Week 7.
If you want to run week 6 real fast to how we did.
Yeah, let's check it out. This is the 4th week in a row of profit. Maybe if it comes up. There it is.
So we got
Josh the winner.
Josh winning at 7.89. Is that what it says?
7.9. We'll round up.
7.9. My eyes suck. And Caleb, myself at 6.3. If we round up, yeah. And that gives us a total combined unit of 14.19 units. It's pretty fudging good if you don't ask me.
Yep. It was definitely
real
decent
fast.
week.
If you guys are listening and you understand the units thing, if your unit is $10 and we're plus 14, you follow all of our bets with $10 on each one or whatever units we told you to put on it. You'd be up $140.19, I believe, right? No,
$141.90 if your unit's $10.
Right. So just
pretty good
education thing. Yep. All right, let's move on to the year.
Let's check on the year. How we doing? We just
that.
lost a couple on Thursday night, but that's all right because we're plus 44.4. At a cool 26, you're at 18, so pretty solid overall. Goal's 100 on the year. I think we're way past pace. We just gotta not get too crazy with our bets and fall backwards because
continue to hit our locks.
Every gambler knows you have whatever weeks, months where you're just gonna fall back a little bit and just have bad beats because the books are always gonna win in the end. It's just not versus everybody.
I would say we go over 100 by week 12.
If
our locks keep staying like this.
Yeah, I mean, the past 4 weeks, we've been above 10 units profit every week.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be there.
And we're 10-0 on locks, so, I mean, you hit them locks, you winning, baby.
Yeah. All right, well, that's from last week, and on the year, we are going to move over to, what do you want to do, me spinning the wheel or do giveaway? Whatever's easiest for you.
What was it? Oh, well, we're just talking about 10-0 locks, so let's do a giveaway.
All right, let's do the giveaway to celebrate our 10-0 on locks.
Who else? Nobody else.
We're technically 10-0 and 2 because of 2 of my pushes. But they're pushes, which means you're not losing if you're following. So, again, I'm just going to tell you straight up, if you're going to follow any of our stuff, follow our locks because we have not lost. Yeah. And they're the biggest units won, which means you're going to make the most money on it. Even if you only put like $5 on, you're going to most likely hit it.
We're definitely up more than our overall. Like if you did locks only, you'd be at like plus 60 units.
Yeah. Literally, if your units are high and you bet with all of our locks, you're making bank. Let's just say that. That's all I got to say. So we're going to move over to our giveaway. How this is going to be broken down is by followers from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and I think that's it. I don't think I did Twitter. I might have done Twitter, but I'm not positive. I think I actually did Twitter.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So all social medias of ours. If you're on YouTube and you are subscribed to us, I'm sorry if I didn't get you in there because not all of you guys are what they call public. You're not a public subscriber, meaning you don't let people see that you're subscribed to someone. So
such a shame.
If you want to get into our giveaways, then take that off and then be a public subscriber to us so I can see it and get you on the wheel. If not, then there's nothing I can do.
Let's go, Jamie Sloan. My fiance gonna win. Take home the dub.
But we easily have over 50 people, maybe 100 on this wheel. You can now see it stacked. There's no jerry rigging going on this shit. It's straight up, and whoever it lands on will be getting cash money from me from celebrating our units. Or 10 units, or 10 units.
10-0.
10-0 on our locks. So let's get that spinning, Joe and Josh.
All right, let's see who it did. We.
It's going to be hard as heck to read. You're going to have to take over.
Well, hopefully it comes out like it did. I don't remember the settings. We got Angel Mead. I don't know who the fuck you are.
Mead. Whoever you are, congratulations. That's all I got to say. You are our first giveaway winner of the year. How this is going to roll out as well, I'm going to try to get them on the podcast, whoever you may be, and then you get to pick one of our favorite bets going into
week
8. And then if that lock hits, then I'm giving away, or if that bet hits, then I'm giving away profit of that to someone else as well. So be on the lookout for another giveaway coming next week. And then whoever Angel Mead is, we will hit you up. It sounds like a girl.
Yeah,
So
it's got to be a girl.
Yeah.
I would think it'd be Angela.
And if you do not answer us, come our next podcast, then I am going to be spinning the wheel again next weekend. Someone else will get the chance. So it is what it is. We'll just keep passing along until someone answers.
Time for Caleb's turn.
Let's move on to my wheel. For losing last week, obviously I didn't get more units than Josh did. On the profit
slightly
side.
beat out. Gotta just make sure you don't know. I gotta make sure I don't update you weekly because then you just drop some more bets. Are you ready?
I can update myself, but go on.
No, you don't know my tracks.
What do we got? What do we got? What we got? Come on, something. No. Let's go fast.
Whoa!
Let's go. All right, rep it hard. This is the one that you already did, right?
Yeah, I got mine
Giants
behind me. I just gotta still wear them, but
it's a shame.
honestly, at this rate, I might as well just wait out for the Giants game. But
It's cold out. I imagine that in December.
it's
probably.
be freezing.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll
All right,
see.
so who's your team?
It's
You got-
the team I hate the least.
Hate
or
the most,
hate the most. Whatever.
or like the least, whatever you want.
Yeah,
to
whatever. I
just
don't
don't
like.
like the
I don't like their
Giants.
team. I feel like as a Steelers fan, I gotta go in their division somewhere.
Dude, Ravens leggings would look
Browns,
pretty
I don't
nice.
care about because they suck. Bengals have injured a lot of our players, including AJ Brown or Antonio Brown. That is no more a player, probably because of his CTEs. So that's a good one. But Ravens always been a competition that's we could never get over. It's either you or them versus us to get in the playoffs. So who would I get booed at the
Purple or
most?
orange.
Purple or orange? We're gonna rock
it's-
the Ravens. I mean,
Good thing
it
is
is what
you're
it is.
in Philly. It's not like anybody's they're just gonna look at you weird.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go.
What you
with
should
Ravens,
do,
that's
you
for
should go whoever the Eagles play next or at all.
What do
Do
you
they
mean?
play them at all?
I don't hate
like,
them.
that's-
Then we're not doing what we're doing on a wheel. That's dumb.
I'm just saying because
I can
it'll make
go to
it.
Pittsburgh with Ravens. I don't care. It's not gonna be
Regardless.
this year because I already went. But
That's what I mean.
I'll go
Yeah,
next
it's
year
gotta
with
be
them.
this year. I don't think they play either of them. They don't play either of them, so I guess it don't matter.
they don't play either of who.
They don't play Ravens or the Bengals.
Bengals. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Ravens. It is what it is.
Purple it is. Purple people. All right, some Ravens leggings. Hopefully they're on the discounted after they lose this week.
Ravens versus Lions should be a good game. All right, let's move on to Week 7 bets. We're gonna start with our good old spreads, over unders, and money lines. You got any?
Yeah, I got quite a few.
Quite a few. That's a rare. I got 3 of them, which is also
Actually,
rare.
I don't have that many, but so my first one, I'm pretty much doubling down. I really like this team, the Lions. I liked them last year, but I think they're putting it all together this year. Like, there's not an area or position that they're really lacking in. The only thing they're probably lacking in is a little bit in their depth. I can never say the word correctly.
Spit on that P.
Yeah, but that's the only place I see them lacking, and they really haven't had injury bugs at all. I mean, they don't have Montgomery, but I really don't think that matters.
Doesn't matter what running backs there.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
care
Their
how
line's too
you
good.
Hype up Montgomery.
So first one I got Lions money line. They're actually the underdogs versus the Ravens, probably because the Ravens are at home. So Lions are plus 130. You get it at least what I got it at. So I got 2 units on Lions money line plus 130. I just really, like I was saying, like the Lions team, and I'm not a huge believer in the Ravens this year. I know their only loss is the Steelers, right? 5-1.
Yeah.
But if you take a look at like their past games and who they played trash, like trash defenses. Nobody really explosive.
Played the Browns.
Yeah,
defense.
but the Browns had probably their worst game of the whole season.
It just had a backup quarterback, so
It was like 19-3 or something. I don't know, it was backup QB, yeah, in his first game. But
and it's a divisional game, so anyone can win.
I just feel like the Ravens are not overhyped because no one's really a huge Ravens fan. It's more just the line is not where it needs to be. Like they should be the underdogs 100%.
Come the end of the year, if they ever play each other in the playoffs, which they can, they can. This line would not be this.
Yeah,
Guarantee it.
but because of who the Ravens played, and they've literally barely beat quite a few teams that are trash that they played this week. I think the Lions are just really going to get after Lamar. On top of the pass rush, Lamar's not going to be able to scramble as well. They're not going to have a run game going. Their receivers, I mean, they're not awful, but none of them are super explosive, and none of them, like outside of Flowers, none of them really get yards after catch.
No, and Flowers barely even does either. He has to be on like an open route where.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a decent juke game. He's just too small to really break a tackle.
Yeah, but the point of catches is his main thing. So if like he's not,
I just feel like they're not going to really get an offensive going. So unless their defense shows up super hard, which it might,
definitely can with their players.
But even if it shows up really well, I still see the Lions grinding it out with a better offensive line and being able to actually run the ball, unlike the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's a low-scoring game, like most Ravens games are, I see the Lions just staying ahead, slow pace, pull ahead further and further.
So you said you're taking Lions money line at 2 units plus 130.
And then I'm doubling down Lions -6.5 alternate spread. You get plus 290 odds, and I'm putting 1 unit on that.
So you got like 3 units altogether. Cool. Because I got 3 units on Lions -2.5. It's at plus 168.
Okay.
So I took the approach of
who makes more, me or you?
Oh, what? I don't know.
Because we both did 3 units on it.
But either way, I took the approach that I think Lions are going to win regardless. So let me just take the safe route that they win by a field goal. Most games don't finish within 2 points, and if they do, it's usually low-scoring game, which this can be with the defenses that are on the field. But like Josh said, they're not going to really be able to move the ball offensively, Ravens-wise. And I can see Lions, like I spoke about last week, literally just dinking and dunking their way down to a field goal or a touchdown every single drive.
1.6 plus 160?
168. Let me see. 168 plus 168, 3 units, -2.5 Lions. So that's my first one. Moving on to my second one while you do that math. Browns -3.5. They play the Colts. The Colts do not have Richardson. Richardson is pretty decent quarterback. Usually usually made or braked by a long, deep pass. Not really anything as far as accuracy wise. It's usually just like some guy breaking away, and then that's how he gets his yards. Or he just runs, and he's very, very good at running the ball. But he's not playing. They have Minshew. I think Minshew's won 3 games starting, which is insane. I forget the exact stat, but I heard something about that. And the Browns' defense is elite on all 3 sides of the ball, or all 3 stages of the ball, front, middle linebackers, and then their safeties and corners. So I can see them easily locking down a Minshew, if not intercepting him twice, over and over and over, to the point where the Browns just have to go down. Watson is also back, I believe. I don't know if they completely ruled him in, but I believe he is back. Hunt is still going to play, even though he's questionable. So now they have Hunt forward. Hunt looked pretty decent last week. And then they have Cooper, obviously. So I think they're going to be able to get it done and easily pull away this 3.5 versus Colts depleted offense. All they got really going for them is Pittman and a little bit of Downs, but mainly just Pittman.
Taylor's back, though.
Taylor's back, but they're just using him in the pass game because they're always behind.
I feel like he's got to eventually take over, though.
Yeah, he's got to, but it's this defense. The Cleveland's, I think, the first. No, they got knocked out. There might be like third. They're in the top 3 for rushing defensive yards allowed per game, so they're going to shut down whoever does run. So I believe in them this week, unfortunately, being a Steelers
Watch him
fan.
come back this week.
But I'm taking that 1 unit -105. Does who?
Watson, I think, comes back, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of him, though.
I'm not either, but he's better than what the other backups have been showing in the games that they've been showing. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
So the math checks out. It's actually really close. So if the Lions win by negative, so by 7, I'll win a half more unit than you.
Yeah,
so I went 5.5.
I just realized both
units.
yours are pluses, so yeah, that's just obvious, especially since
it's not a lot. It's only half a unit difference. So I won a half a unit more.
It is a lot when it's the same units.
Yeah, but I'm risking
3 units. I'm risking 3 units, so you're
just but I'm risking more. Like
six and a half.
a better chance
Right.
that yours hits and Lions money line will probably definitely hit. Like Lions money line hits, you're probably hitting yours.
Right.
It's not guaranteed mine hits.
Right, but you only get the one
negative
unit
6.5. So
yeah. All right, we'll move on to your next one. You got any more?
So I'm actually in the same game. It's a parlay, but I'm taking part of the Browns and Colts in it. So I'm taking the total points at an alternate over 35.5. I think it's at like 37.5, 38.5. So they're expecting a low scoring game. Yeah, I'm taking the over. I just think the opposite in this game. I mean, Browns defense is really good, but I think when you match them up to the Colts O-line, who's actually really good, and outperforming even where they're expected to be this year, I think they can handle the pass rush, and I think Minshew is going to be capable of at least getting into the receivers that count. So Downs, Pittman, and I really think they're just going to get downfield and put numbers up, whether touchdowns or not, maybe not, but they're going to be enough competitiveness that their teams are going to both reach close to 20s, because I think it's going to be a closer game than most people think. So in vice versa, if it's not, for some reason, like there's a pick six,
over regardless because of Colts.
Because turnovers really honestly help points.
Yeah.
Given good field position and whatnot. So overall, I just like both teams to make mistakes and both teams to be able to at least get down the field. Like, I don't think either one's really stopping them. They just might.
I think Browns will, but we'll see.
I don't think they're going to stop him. I think they're just going to – he might throw 2 picks.
In the red zone, they'll stop him.
Maybe.
They'll be good over the red zone for sure.
Until Taylor shows up and puts up 3 touchdowns.
That's the thing. That's all they got going for them is pass or rushing in the red zone. So that's why.
Yeah, but I really think the Colts O-line can go toe-to-toe with Browns D-line.
They're good rush defense, not a
anyways,
defense.
That's only part of the parlay. It's a 2-leg. So I got that alternate over. And then I parlayed it with Eagles money line.
That's tough.
I just think the Eagles defense is a way better pretty much team compared to the Miami's offense. I mean, I like how they're scheming up a lot of stuff, and they're going to get a lot of passing yards versus Eagles. Like, it's just a no-brainer. But if the Eagles can scheme even just a little bit against how they're using Tyreek Hill in motion all the time and stuff like that, if they can figure out how to stop that, they're going to win the ball game. Unless Hurts
I wouldn't say it's stopping. I don't think you can stop Tyreek Hill, to be honest.
Because, like,
it's just more outscoring. That's simple.
I mean, put it simple, the Eagles are going to score. Like, the Dolphins' defense is not anything special.
Exactly.
So because of that, it just comes down to how well their defense plays, and I think their defenses are going to really hurt Tua.
Yeah. It's more about limiting more than stopping.
Knock them out for the season.
Moving on to my third and last.
Whoa. I got to give odds and shiz and
you didn't
biz.
give the odds
I didn't give anything.
No.
We've been talking too much. Plus
Yeah,
134 odds, and I got 1 unit on it.
All right. That's another plus units.
I'm all plus. That's all plus.
That's crazy. I only got 1. But anyway, moving on to my last over-under and money line and spread is Raiders -2.5. I believe they play. Who do they play? Bears. Bears are horrible defense. They don't have Fields anymore, which means they're not running the RPOs the same. Their backup quarterback, I believe, is a freshman. Not a freshman, but a rookie. He looked like trash last week the second he came in. Literally, this team's just going to shit on them. They have a great pass rush. The Raiders do. Obviously, their defense is not that good regardless.
In Chicago?
Yeah, I think so.
Not that it matters much. But.
Yeah. But regardless, they got a good pass rusher. They're going to get to the rookie quarterback. He's going to throw a pick, maybe even cause a fumble. And the Raiders are going to take care of the ball. Although, what's his name is out. Garoppolo is out. And now they have, I don't even know why. I can't think of it.
Oh, they have Hoyer and...
It's basically the same thing. It's both bad defenses. Bears are worse. Both backup quarterbacks. Their offenses aren't that great. But the thing is, the key factor in this is they have great offensive weapons in the Raiders, while Bears do not, other than DJ Moore, and you're not going to get much from him with a rookie quarterback that's not going to be able to give him the ball. So as long as they just give it to Adams, Myers, and Jacobs. I think they're going to win this game easily. So taking the -2.5 at -120. So it's a little bit juiced. So I'm going to take
That's
it at
the actual line.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So I'm going to take it. It's pretty juiced for a spread, but I'm going to take it at 1.5 units because of the spread. I'm fine with it there. I would even go higher at minus, like an alternate spread, but I'm just going to stay safe and take a W instead of an almost. So that's what I got for over-unders and spreads. You got anything else?
Not for over-unders and spreads, no. There was one, but that's for the lock.
All right. Let's move on to our prop bets, what everyone loves, what I love. And if you don't love, try to get into it because I think it's very fun.
I've been sucking on props. Well, granted,
I have not, so that's good.
Not sucking, but like I just keep losing on the hook, or like guy gets injured, and then the very next week he does exactly what I thought he would do.
I feel like if you go with the like for sure big name dudes
I don't like
this year,
big names.
I know, but if you go with the for sure big name dudes this year, it's like it's been hitting. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
But moving on to my first one, I'm going to the good old Amari Cooper.
Oh man,
over 63.5 receiving yards at -114 for 1 unit. He's gone over this 3 out of the 5 games, meaning they had a bye. And one of the games that he went under, he only played 62% of the snaps. And it's mainly because they just got shut out. So obviously, when you only play 62% of the snaps,
3 out of 4,
you're probably bound to go under that, right? 3 out of 5.
Well, I'm saying 3 out of 4.
Oh yeah, if you take that away, right? 3 out of 4. So you have very good chance of him going over this, considering there's no other weapons on the Browns. Then you have Deshaun Watson coming back. I've already talked about this game. I think they're going to be in the lead. So as long as Watson doesn't just run the ball 24/7, and they don't just run the ball 24/7, and then they go up really fast in the Colts, which I can see happening. Hopefully it goes more the way of Josh that he said, and I can still win my bet regardless, and it can be more passing work. But Colts are 26 in passing yards allowed per game, so obviously they've been giving up lots and lots of yards to opposing wide receivers. And when he's literally the only weapon on the field besides People Jones and Hunt, I guess now if you want to say. I won't even call Hunt as a receiving weapon. That's going to take much work away from him. But People Jones, their tight end.
He's not used.
Njoku. That's the only person. It's literally Cooper or nothing, or just run. So I'm going to take Cooper's over 63.5 receiving yards.
They have the most boring offense for a team that's
good. Or competitive.
That wins.
Should say that. Yeah, they definitely do. But I don't like Amari Cooper just in general. I know you do.
No, I like him.
I don't really like DJ Moore, and I know you do. But these past 2 weeks, I just feel like I got to go on them.
They're both underrated.
Who?
DJ Moore and Cooper, as far as just talent.
It's just been shitty situations. That's all it's really been. But that's what I got for the 1 unit. What you got?
My first prop bet, I got Rashad. I got a lot of unders. Rashad White, I got under 47.5 rushing yards. He went over just 2 out of 5 games, so he's gone under this line 3 out of 5 this year. Falcons are allowing the 11th fewest yards per game. They're allowing about 4 yards per carry, and White's only averaging 3.3 yards per carry. I really just think this dude's trash. I really don't understand why he still has a starting role. I guess whoever's behind him, Tucker, what's it called, rookie, is just not really showing up either. But in a game where I think the Falcons can not upset, because everyone thinks the Falcons could win this, just I think that might blow them out. Because the Falcons have actually been looking like they're putting some kind of offense together. Like Ritter's had 2 good games now, back to back. So I think they're going to be able to use their weapons, since they have a lot of them, and actually put up points. And the Bucs are going to be stressing. They're kind of trending down while the Falcons are trending up. Yeah. So I think Mayfield's going to be more looking for passing. And they're going to be behind. Not that it really matters too much, because he still gets I would say that, but the one game they were down by a lot. I think it was the Eagles.
Yeah.
He only had 7 carries or something like that.
They're down by a lot twice already.
Maybe it was the other game. I don't think it was the Eagles. Whatever.
Whoever
they just played last. I think I bet against them too. Bucks and the Rams? No, I don't know. Either way, I see them going down, and the only way this dude even gets close to 50 is when he gets 15 plus carries because he's averaging
Lions.
3 yards per carry.
They played Lions.
Yeah. So he had 7 carries that game, but unless he gets 20 carries, this dude is not hitting this line. He's trash.
Yeah.
So negative 114 odds. I got put 2 units on it.
All right.
Yeah.
2 units. I'm going to stay in the same game. Stay with the 2 units as well. I'm going to take Drake London over 48.5 receiving yards for minus 114. Low. It is very low, especially for a wide receiver 1 on a team that doesn't really have much. But I'm taking 2 units, like I said, on that. He's gone over this 3 of the 6 weeks. And since week 1, his target share has been going up and up and up. It was 6, then 7, then 9, now 12. And hopefully, again, in the 7 to 12 range. And he should easily be able to go over this. Like you talked about, Buccaneers are 26 in passing yards allowed per game, so they give up a lot of yards. Buccaneers have let up 4 of the 5 opposing wide receiver 1s to go over 100 receiving yards.
Yeah.
So obviously Drake London being the wide receiver 1 there, and then all of the other opponents they've played against, as far as Buccaneers went, they've let up majority of them over 100 yards, and I'm taking this at 48.5 receiving yards. That's just a joke. They also let up 9 players in total out of the 5 weeks to go over this line. So it's not just the wide receivers 1s. It's basically 2 players every single game that they play go over this number. So I just can't see this not hitting, especially like you talked about. Ritter's been having better and better games as we gone on. Now he's not in London anymore. He's back from London.
I feel like the only reason it goes under is because they get so far ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But it is what it is. I think it's low enough to be not so worried about that.
Would you bet on Kyle Pitts?
No. I looked at his numbers, and I was very surprised with his numbers. And I was like,
30s?
this dude's high 30s and like 40s.
Oh, that's kind of high.
No, like his line is mid 30s, but I'm saying he's been going high 30s, 40s.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes 50s. And I was very surprised by that. And I was like, wow, dude, you're actually putting up numbers. But there's going to be a trend down regardless. Because they also throw it to their other dude.
Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, they also throw that tight end as well. But I'm going to stay in the same game. You got anything in the same game? I go over this real fast.
You got another one? What are you saying?
Yeah, same game.
No.
All right. I'm going to take it over to Bijan Robinson, under 54.5 rushing yards, minus 114 for 1 unit.
I don't like it.
He went under this 3 of the 6 weeks. 2 of the times he went over, he played a defense that was 27th or worse in rushing yards allowed per game. So basically the shit end of the stick for all defenses that can't stop the run in rushing yards allowed per game. The other was in London versus the Jaguars. So the Jaguars, the other game that he went over was in London, and for whatever reason, Jaguars rush defense is actually pretty good.
Solid.
But he went over versus them. Maybe it was just a London thing. I don't know exactly what it was, but I know even with them being down, they did continue to run it. That was the Toy Story game as well. So I didn't really get to watch the entire game other than some laggy shit here and there. But Buccaneers are 7th in rushing yards allowed per game while being 26 in passing yards allowed per game. So obviously that's saying that they stopped the run way better than they stopped the pass. And this is saying this on a team that hasn't been in the lead by a tremendous amount. So that doesn't mean, they're getting a bunch of people that are passing the ball a lot, passing the ball a lot. So they're obviously going to have juiced rushing numbers strictly because no. Am I saying this right?
You're saying they're allowing a low
rushing
yards per game, but it's not because of game script.
Right. So that's basically meaning that the Falcons should have a game plan to throw the ball more than anything, also because obviously they can get it done in the air with being the 26 in yards allowed per game, where they're the 7th in rushing yards allowed per game. So hopefully their coaches does his due diligence and goes through the games, the tapes, and looks at how the Broncos or Buccaneers play and decides, hey, Ritter's been looking a little bit better. Let's throw the ball a little bit more. We can get it to our tight ends. We can check it down. even to our running backs, Bijan Robinson, that has been getting a lot of work in the receiving game as well. So obviously the tough part is if they take the lead, he might be able to go over this because of sure snaps.
Bijan Robinson.
But Tyler Algier is there to take away some of the work as well. So we shall see. I'm going to take the under strictly because of the Buccaneers front with stopping the run. And I got 1 unit on that for -114. Move over to yours.
All right. So back to the good old faithful. Hasn't missed yet. The Eagles rush defense. So we're taking the under for the rusher, who is going to be Raheem Mostert. His line is at 51.5. So we're taking under 51.5 rush yards, -114 odds, 2 units. But like I said, Eagles rush defense is stout. They got all their guys back now. So full health, all your Georgia players. It's just going to be really tough for Mostert to get anything going. Obviously, he's got speed. So if you get a breakaway 20 plus, yeah, there's a good chance it goes to their lines. But they literally, outside of like Brian Robinson was somewhat close, but he had like a 15, 20 plus yard run. Before that, he was getting like 2 yards per carry. Like their yards per carry outside of like the breakaway runs is like insane, like under 2. Like nobody moves on them.
Shut it down.
And on top of that, their secondary is known for being injured and known for giving up yards. So a lot of people are scheming to that, like pass the ball and not worry about trying to get the little bit of chunk they can on the run game. So unless the Dolphins go up 14-20 nothing in the first quarter, like he's not going to get enough attempts.
If he has a bad first half, he's not getting this.
And they do have, not that, I mean, he's the starter 100%, but he doesn't get like workload horse numbers.
Yeah, Jeff Wilson's activated.
Coming back from injury. He should be a little bit healthier this game. You got Savak Ahmed. I think there's even one more running back that will be active, but regardless, he's just getting 60% or less. So in 13 carries, I'm sorry, Mostert is not doing it. He might even get a touchdown, but he ain't putting up 50 plus yards without a breakaway run. I mean, Breece Hall just last week ran for 3.2 yards per carry, and that was in a game they were winning.
So I would say the biggest thing about this, after watching and betting the 3 units on Williams, is this is the most stressful bet ever when you take it every single week. And if you watch the games, I understand they go under every single time, but the fact is they keep putting these running backs under, which means they're bringing the lines low, which means it's making it tougher and tougher, but they can stop it. But you're literally watching every single snap. Come on, stop them. Oh, I hope Eagles have possession 60% of the time and they only have 40% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's stressful.
It's so stressful. It's so stressful.
But it's fun, and
it is fun, especially if you're in the Eagles Philadelphia area.
And like it's just awesome to see like I think Brian Robinson, he had like 12 carries for 20 yards the first 3 quarters. I'm like, damn, they so good. I just feel so good about it. And then it's like, oh, he hit 20 yards, and you're like,
and they got all the dogs healthy, all the George.
I mean, like I said, I feel like I got to take at least a little bit on it. I mean, I don't love this line because of who it is and the team, but I'm still going to put 2 units on it. I feel like I got to take it every week.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, like, no, the fact that it's hit literally 6 weeks in a row, it's just hard not to take it.
It's just one of these weeks it's bound to miss.
Yeah. It's going to miss eventually. Why wouldn't you take a bet that hits 14 out of the 17 weeks
until
on the season? You can still even go after it breaks. Like, screw it.
Depends how hard you do on it, but
anyone. Yeah, just don't. I wouldn't lock it. I locked it once this year.
Yeah. That was the best. That was the best. No, was that Washington's game?
It was good. I mean, he was 15 yards under. Yeah. He really only had one run that got him close even. But yeah, so that's it for that one. I got a couple more. What you got?
I got taking it again. Ramondre Stevenson over 14.5 receiving yards, -114. 1 unit. I took it last week. It went over. I don't know why they have it this low, but it is what it is last week.
His targets aren't super high though, right? They're like what, in the 4s?
Yeah. No, he got 6 last week, and the first week he got 6, and then he went under every other week, but because he didn't get more than 3 targets. So when they've been using him, he's been going over this.
Yeah.
And they looked a little bit better last week. They looked better in week 1, and then they looked like trash every other week. Complete trash. Like, I get it. It's the Patriots. They've been looking like trash regardless.
I feel like trash is good for that bet.
Yeah.
Like a shitty team.
Yeah. But they literally need him in the passing game because they have nothing to do. And Mac Jones can't even get it down the field because he blows so hard. And he just freaks out and checks it down instantly. So this week I can see them using him more again with them being down and down fast. I believe they play the Bills. Who do the Patriots play? Who do they play? Yeah, the Bills. I got here.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Steven has gone over this in both times versus the Bills last year, getting at least 6 target each time. Like I spoke about, he's gone over this twice this year, and each time he's gotten 6 targets. So as long as he gets even 5 targets, 4 targets, whatever it is, if he catches 3, I think he's going to be able to go over this 14.5. So I'm going to take it at 1 unit minus 114. And that's pretty much it. You got any more?
Yep. So I got a over. Well, really, I have to take the bet. So this is my wheel of misfortune, whatever I lost last week, and I never put it in. I should have, honestly, because I would have hit on my losses from week 5. So week 6, just last week, my only bet I lost was Eagles -3 and Brian Robinson over 50-some yards rushing. So I'm going to stick with the Brian Robinson over as my double or nothing. So I'm doubling down on him over. It's actually a high line, 65.5 rushing yards. But I got 1 unit on -114 odds. He plays the Giants. So I think in a divisional matchup, he'll show up versus a really shizzy team. Yeah, I like the Commanders in this one. So take the positive game script and give them a good good game week.
Now, were you able to lose this week if you did place a bet and you lost that bet? I'm wondering, did you just get your way out of it?
No, like I would have taken. I checked like my 2 bets that I lost, or 3 bets I lost in week 5 was Nico Collins. I took his over and missed. He had like 48 yards. His would have hit. I took, I forget exactly who else.
All right. So regardless, you would have been
literally like
over.
Almost every single loss I had week 5 hit in week 6.
Okay.
I'm like, wow. I'm just going to start chasing my losses.
And this one is what again?
Double or nothing. So I got to double up on the guy that cost me an L.
All right. Moving on to my next one. I got Cooper Kupp over 92.5 receiving yards.
God.
Minus 114 for 1 unit.
I'm all right.
Josh has been saying this for these high lines every single week, and I've been hitting them. They've been going over, like I said, the big names. The obvious stuff has just been going. They play the Steelers. Steelers are 25th in yards allowed per game, passing yards, that is. And Steelers have led up 3 players out of the 5 weeks to go over 100 receiving yards again. This is the same thing I was talking about earlier with Drake London. When you're letting 3 of the 5 weeks to have one person go over 100 yards, I'm going to take over 100, especially when it is a talent like Kupp. Kupp gets more targets than all 3 of these people too as well. The 3 people are Brandon Ayuk, Devontae Adams, and Nico Collins that have gone over this versus Steelers for 100 receiving yards. If you're afraid of the Steelers getting blown out, I get it. They can get blown out extremely fast versus the Rams with the way they pass and how the Steelers defense is. But I think it's to the point where Kupp basically gets all the work. I understand you had these 2 rookie quarterbacks that
chemistry, baby,
have came out. It's the chemistry plus just like the respect of this dude winning Stafford a freaking Super Bowl. Point blank. He should have been MVP. Was he MVP? I think he was. He was the MVP. So he was the MVP of Super Bowl.
Freaker.
He literally, yeah, I remember that. He literally won this dude. I understand Stafford had to do it too in their defense and all that. But without Kupp, they were not getting there, plain and simple. Kupp has only gone under this 5 of the 27 games in the past 3 seasons.
That's wild.
Meaning he has gone over 81% of the time. 81% on a bet, bro. I'm taking that versus Steelers defense that is trash and has let up dudes do over and over that aren't as talented as Kupp. So I'm gonna take it at -114 for 1 unit. Want to move on to yours?
Yeah, I'm just mind blown by the 5 games.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn.
that's like never.
Yeah.
He's just extremely talented.
Yeah.
Plus, he just gets the ball 24/7.
Not to jinx it, but like I feel like Stafford would have to get hurt because I don't know why else he doesn't get at least
Them
close
blowing
to
them
him.
out. That's all it is.
Yeah,
They
but
blow him
even
out.
if they blow him out, like
Yeah, but
they
it's
would
a
have
high.
to
It's a
bench him, blow him out. Like
It's a 92.
you know what I mean? Like they're at the bench him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the run game's not that great.
Well, they don't. They won't have to bench him nowadays with their 2 rookies. They've never had a situation like this.
So you said Adams. I don't know if it was versus Steelers, but he was actually getting a shiz ton of targets. Only know that because he's in my next parlay proper. So I'm taking a pretty safe prop bet. I'm parlaying Marquise Brown 40+ receiving yards with Devontae Adams 50+ receiving yards. Negative 119 odds, 1 unit on it. Both of these guys have hit 4 out of their 6 games. These lines over. Adams went from his first 4 games averaging 12+ targets, which is insane, to his last 2 games averaging 4 targets per game. So I think it's more of him just complaining. He's going to get his targets at least 8+ this week. Doesn't matter who's throwing the ball. He's going to get the targets. You give this guy enough targets, he's should hit 50. Like he would have to have some BS pass interference over and over or something. Yeah. And then Marquise Brown, he's been averaging 8 targets all season. He's really just their only elite weapon. I mean, they have other weapons, but just nobody that is consistently getting targets like this that can put up yards. So I like his matchup against the Seahawks and what I think should be a slightly high scoring game. Just because Cardinals low key are tanking. Yeah. They might not admit it, but they're tanking
for sure.
But with all that to say, I think it's just a safe bet. I think both these guys honestly could hit close to 100, but I'm taking the safe side.
All right, I like it. I mean, super safe. I can say that. So, I'm gonna move on to my second to last one. I got one more. I got 2 more prop bets. Taking Kenneth Walker over 79.5 rushing yards, -114 for 1.5 units. I understand it's very high, especially for Kenneth Walker. But like you just talked about, they play the Raiders, correct? No, Cardinals. They play Cardinals.
Trash.
Yeah, complete trash. Walker has only gone over this once, but the Cardinals are 24th in rushing yards allowed per game, meaning they are just trash, like we just talked about. Cardinals let up an RB go over this 4 of the 6 weeks, meaning that Kenneth Walker should probably be the 5th out of the 7 weeks. Zach Charbonnet has missed 3 practices in a row since being when they put it out was Friday, meaning he missed Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, so he's most likely going to be out. And I can easily see Kenneth Walker having 16 to 18, maybe even 19 snap attempts with Charbonnet out. And since he gets that much usage, I think he's going to be able to easily run the ball. Metcalf is game time decision right now. I don't think they're going to need to throw the ball that much at all, considering they should be able to take the lead and then maintain the lead as well. So I just feel like with the game, how the game script I believe is going to go, I see him getting a shit ton of work, and I'm going to take him over 79.5 rushing yards.
I just hate how like obvious this bet is.
Yeah.
Like it's so obvious. I'm like, I don't know.
If Charbonnet wasn't injured / going to play, this could definitely hinder the crap out of him because they could go up fast and use Charbonnet a lot more. Because this would be a time for them to like see what Charbonnet can do with more work.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he should hit it easily, but who knows?
Plus, he's been known for big breakaway plays. So hopefully,
what if he doesn't have enough yards to break away?
Yeah, that is true. Especially if their defense like gets interceptions off of Dobbs. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to take it for 1.5 units just because I can see this easily happening. But all right. Want to go in your next one?
I don't have any more props.
I got my long one shot, more. So. They really might write down much about it, but Isaiah Pacheco over 14.5 receiving yards.
This guy's not your good luck charm.
Pacheco?
I could be wrong,
Maybe
but
not. I don't know. But
like
taking that minus 114 for 1 unit. This dude has been looked at as the rushing back, but Clyde has completely lost all hopes of touching the ball a lot at all, if anything at all. Obviously, you have, I can't think of his name, the other guy, the other running back. No, Clyde. McKinnon. That is more the receiving back. He usually gets more receptions. But if you watch the past 2 games, Pacheco has actually been getting schemed into these little screen passes more than he ever has. So I think they're literally trying to figure out, especially with McKinnon just getting older and older and older, like figure out how to use this dude in all 3 downs. And they play the Chargers, which is a division game. It's always been good. Kelsey usually always shits the bed versus the Chargers, meaning if you shut down Kelsey, then you have a good chance to win the game. But obviously the defense is complete trash. So I can easily see them moving the ball down the field if Mahomes wants to, with whoever he wants to. And if Pacheco's there, he will check it down and move the ball down the field because it's a division game. And the most important thing is to walk away with a W in division games. So if he has to check it down to Pacheco, then he will. So I'm going to take his over 14.5 receiving yards, minus 114 for 1 unit.
All right. That wraps that up.
Move on to our long shots.
All
right, let's move on.
I like mine. So I got 4-legger plus 1,159, 1,159. I got Lions money line, so hopefully they pull through on my other bets. Cardinals Seahawks over 40.5 total points. I got Rams -3 and Eagles -2.5.
All right.
Yeah, just teams I like pretty much in one game.
I just realized
think is going to be a little higher score.
I don't have one, but I'm going to bang one straight off the bat from you or with you right here.
That's not hard.
What's not hard?
Just banging.
Oh yeah, I'm just going to go with some of my things. Drake London over 48.5 receiving yards. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to easily beat Patriots. I'm going to take a -7.5. I get it's a division game, but Patriots are known for being horrible versus Bills. Bills can let up stuff, but I think this is the Bills' time to shine, and they're going to pull away with it. So I'm taking a -7.5. Nice survivor pick, especially for Bills. And then I'm going to move on to the Rams. I think they're easily going to beat the Steelers, -3.5. They're at home. Steelers are coming off a bye. I understand that. They get Johnson back. But being a Steelers fan, I know what it is. They're going to let this game turn into a bunch of just big plays, regardless of what running back is actually playing, but mainly just in the passing game. And they'll be able to stop the defense for like maybe a quarter of the game, and that's pretty much about it. But eventually it'll get out of hand, so I could see the Rams taking over that. And then let's go with... I think of a prop that I really like. Ooh, I know one.
Mostert on.
We are going to go We are going to go Jahmyr Gibbs over 58.5 rushing yards. Jahmyr Gibbs over 58.5 rushing yards. Don't really know what his lines are at, but like I said, whatever running back is running, I could see them going over. With how good this offensive line is and how much they run the ball.
70 yards.
Especially since Montgomery is
out.
And I believe the third dude is too as well. Who's the third guy?
Yeah, Craig Reynolds.
Craig Reynolds is out as well, so it's really just him and no one else. And that brings you at plus 1,194. It's only 4 legs. Drake London over. Buffalo Bills -7.5. Rams -3.
I like it.
And Jahmyr Gibbs at 58.5 rushing yards over.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
That's just straight off the dome piece, so you know if that hits. That's my first one that hits, so it's pretty wild. But let's move on to our locks. The main reason you guys are here, the undefeated 10-0-2 is about to be 12-0-2. And let's hope we move on. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous now, but I'll go.
I'm super confident in mine. So how super confident are you with yours?
I mean, you would think I'm confident because it's my biggest bet of the year, and I am. But I don't know, something about the guys I'm betting against. I just don't like betting against them.
All right, I'll go with mine. You sound not confident.
Confident. It's just I don't. I feel like some games that surprise you.
Yeah.
I don't know. This team that I'm betting against, I feel like they surprise me most often.
Okay.
or really anybody most often. Like they're a big upset team.
Mine's not a big surprise at all, actually. All right, I'm going with mine. Mine is minus 170, so it's juiced at
170.
170.
I wonder why you got so much on.
We got 10 units on this boy, though. All right, it's the biggest, the second biggest. I already had 10 units on Saints that got pushed. This isn't a pusher. It's not possible for it to be a pusher, so this will hit. I already talked about it before. You like it, how he's only gone under this 5 out of the past 3 years. We got Cooper Kupp. Unless this dude gets hurt, and if he gets hurt and I lose on a lock because he gets hurt, I'm going to be really pissed. But Cooper Kupp to get 70-plus receiving yards, come on. Him going under that is probably once in the past 3 years if I had to look at it. That's at minus 1 or 270. And then I'm going to parlay it with San Francisco 49ers at plus 3.5 versus the Vikings. Vikings do not have Jefferson. That defense has been trash. I talked about it last week with how much big play they let up.
Take that money line?
Nah, don't want to take it. It's that's why it's juiced at 170. I'm going to take this as a lock for sure. Locked 10 units. 49ers versus Vikings, like I just talked about, they let up huge big plays. I don't care if Christian McCaffrey's out. You have Elijah Mitchell coming back. Even if he's hindered, you have Mason, which looked good last week too. It's just their blocking uphill is amazing, and their front is amazing.
It's just like what
Trent
are the Vikings
is back, I believe.
Yeah, but what are the Vikings going to do against the 49ers without Jefferson?
Exactly. That's as simple as that. And this is plus 3.5. So it's not like it's like 49ers you have to win the ball. Plus 49ers lost last week.
Yeah.
Versus whatever. Who'd they lose to?
Freaking Browns.
They lost the Browns backup quarterback too. Like, come on now. It was third string quarterback. But regardless, because their defense is not, this is Minnesota Vikings. So this is at minus 620 for that leg. And you put them together, it's minus 170. 10 units. It's hitting. It's simple as that. We're going 11-0-2, and I'll pass it on to Josh to hopefully take us to 12-0-2.
Yeah, I got it. So I got staying in the same game. But
real fast before you go on yours. If you do put 10 units on it, you're going to get just below 6 units back. So still good profit, but it's very juiced just so we can for sure hit this lock and move on.
I'm going to get a little more profit.
All right, that's fine.
So
mine's going to be easier to hit, but go on.
You say that until I hit this.
You mean until mine misses?
So mine's like both my legs are like.
Last week, your lock was for sure. I thought it was 49ers, but then I was like sweating. I was like,
no, my lock was solid last week.
Yeah, it was.
So this week, I'm sticking with the Rams versus Steelers. So I'm taking Rams negative 2.5 at home, and I'm going to take the total points parlayed with that under 55.5. I just think the Rams overall are way better team. Like I just said a second ago, like the only thing that scares me is the Steelers are probably the only team that somehow can get a winning record with the trashiest team in the world.
I wouldn't say trashiest team in the world.
And literally one of the trashiest teams in the world. They have like 2 good players.
They got big time playmakers on the defense. Simple as that. That's all you need.
Okay, whatever. That's all I'm saying. Like without 2 fumbles or a pick 6, like they ain't staying in this game at all. But I got 8 units on it at negative 105 odds. So definitely something I'm confident in. I think the Rams are underrated this year. They've been playing better than they've been projected at the defensive line. I mean, they're not the best against the pass, but does that really matter when Pickett is the guy you're going against? No.
It's not about Pickett. It's about that offensive line. Steelers' offensive line is
trash. Well, he's trash too because his QBR rating is the worst outside of Tannehill and Bryce Young. So, yeah, he's worse than Mac Jones. He's worse than Fields, worse than Ritter.
So what happens when you get pressured over and over.
So the only thing I think the Steelers really have going for them is a little bit of pass rush. But Stafford is throwing the ball at 2.5 seconds. So he's getting out quick this year. A lot of dinking and diming, not too much deep throws. Like they're kind of done in the past more. He just really hasn't needed it. And I think they're scheming a lot better with the receivers they have. And there's only 5 QBs that have been hurried to pass the ball, less than Stafford. So 20-some QBs that are just getting rushed a lot more. Rams are 13th against the pass and 22nd against the rush. What's it called? Steelers are 25th against the pass, allowing an average 270 yards per game. You spoke about it earlier. You got Cup over. It's part of your lock, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, I just don't see the Steelers really slowing down the Rams, and I have no faith in their offense. Like, Najee is the biggest bust. I don't know why I drafted him. I don't care where I got him. He's trash. I mean, I like Pickens a lot,
Trash
but
fantasy-wise.
George Pickens isn't going to do much when the targets he's getting are not great. Is Deontay Johnson playing? I know he's activated,
back.
but whoop-de-doo. He sucks too. He doesn't score touchdowns.
Pat Freiermuth is out.
They just have nothing going for them, like yards after catch, even completing catches. Like, without a bunch of fumbles and pick sixes, I don't see how this game's even close. Like, the line kind of surprises me.
If they get 10 sacks and they lose, I love it.
They're not, even if they get 10 sacks, like, they're not going to be for huge losses.
No, I'm just saying because my future bet was sacks.
All I'm saying is I just don't understand the line. And the whole total points part is really just to bring the juice down, because what the hell Steelers game goes over 55.5?
Yeah, nothing. They barely scored all their
The Rams would have to put up 45 points.
The only way this is happening is literally if Cup and Nakua get 120 plus each, and they get like 3 touchdowns between each other. Like, that's the only way it's happening.
Yeah.
But who's running for the Rams this week? I don't know who is, but whoever is, it's gonna
honestly,
be a joke, to be honest.
You say that, you know, it might be
I don't know.
Darrell Henderson. He's back.
They signed him?
They signed him. They activated him to the active roster.
That's interesting.
Bro, he's going to be fire.
That'd
like,
be cool.
I really want to look at his
definitely not fire,
props.
but
Bro, I'm looking at his props.
better option than anyone they would have had.
If they come out with like a 30-yard rushing line, I'll be like, bing, 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 double R. But I don't think they're going to put his lines out, honestly. They're probably scared to put anything out.
Yeah, they don't know. If they don't know, they ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
But yeah, that's my lock. 8 units on it. So you probably get like 7.6 from it profit.
So like a little bit more than mine, like a unit and a half more.
Yeah, I got a lot going on.
Either way,
Lions and Rams are my team this year.
if you take both our locks, all right, you're risking, I get it,
18
units, I get it, but you're profiting 13, 14 units.
14 probably.
So if you're going to whine about how much units you got to spend, I get it. Lower your units this time and then go in and profit 14 units because you will thank us later. I feel super confident in mine.
No,
Josh,
we're 10-0, so just go for the hammer.
Right.
Don't lower your unit. Up it.
Up it.
Up it.
You can up mine for
I'm not
sure.
the Eagles
Mine's
defense.
hella
I ain't
juice.
giving it up ever.
It's the biggest juice I've ever had.
I'm going undefeated. You might not be, but I'm going undefeated.
Oh, I'm definitely going undefeated. You just not listen to my lock. My lock's way more safer than yours. That's why it's minus 170.
You say that, but your lock relies on one player. So if one player goes down, I can have a player go down. I could have Cup go down. We still will go 2-5, negative 2.5. You can't.
That's true, but this can go over.
Just saying.
It can go over 55.
Just saying. Stafford get hurt.
All right, we'll see.
Screws up your bet.
Either way, I hope you guys have a great week. Like, comment, subscribe. If you could do anything, sharing is caring. And shout out to the winner, the giveaway. I will be hitting you up later on this week.
I forget your name. Was it like Aldine? Angel
Mead or something like that.
EDs.
And we will be giving away another one next week. Hopefully a long shot if one of ours hits, and something else. So look forward to it and keep in touch later on. Peace.